They're not sending their best. They're sending people that have lots of problems. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have more news to share about a Republican candidate named Royce White. I've mentioned recently in other videos he's running to unseat Democrat Amy Klobuchar in the state of Minnesota. He's running for the Senate, and White has a few issues, let's say. He appears to have used campaign donations for things like, all-nude strip clubs. He told Steve Bannon that women have gotten too mouthy. And then there's the other thing about him being held in contempt repeatedly for failing to pay his child support. And he may have lied when he recently told news outlets that he was caught up on his child support because the mother of one of his children just shared information in court filings with the Daily Beast. Not looking good. It shows that White owes her over $100,000 in back child support. So she actually let the Daily Beast review her online child support portal, and they said that it showed that White made only one payment to her this year, just this month. I'm sure that was just a coincidence, right? When he's being targeted, when he's being hit with these news stories. So just this month only, June, he paid her a little over $500. That's it. She's raising his child. His previous payment, the one before that, was all the way back in August of 2023. He paid her $738.76. And he paid her roughly that year in 2023, $8,200. But again, hasn't paid her since August until now. And then this woman showed the Daily Beast text messages between her and White, and they were discussing a new payment arrangement to get him caught up on his child support. Not because he cares so much, not because, I want to take care of my kid. No, evidently, White went to try to buy a car, and the dealership refused to issue him credit because of these missed payments. So all of a sudden, he's like, let's make a deal, Monty Hall. Now I all of a sudden want to bring my payments current. So the texts show his baby mama said, okay, you have to sign and file a document about this new agreement that we're coming to, but you have to do it within 7 days. Well, he never did. And then his attorneys basically ghosted her, she said. So she was like, all right, the deal's off. You didn't do it within that time frame, deal's off. This woman also claims that White has given her lump sums of cash only when the court has threatened him with arrest. So this happened on 3 separate occasions. And she told the Daily Beast, quote, I just find it really interesting that he can come up with money like that when you're about to get arrested. Magically, you make money appear. Sadly, she also said White has not absolutely, but pretty much no involvement in his daughter's life. So she claims that White recently missed their daughter's 8th grade graduation. He showed up an hour late. And then when the daughter goes to visit him and her half siblings at his house, she said that White basically avoids her, and then sometimes he'll just take off. He just leaves. I mean, it's why he's running in the MAGA party, right? Party of family values, party of personal responsibility. So anyway, the mother of his child told the Daily Beast, quote, thank God I don't rely on his support or it would be impossible. And she shared documents with them that also appear to show that he is deep in debt, but he hasn't disclosed those debts. So, when you run for office, you have these campaign disclosures. You have to say, I am X amount in debt. I owe X amount of people X amount of dollars. And you have to be honest because voters have to know, what are we in for here? Are we voting for someone who possibly could be pressured into voting on legislation, who might be able to be bribed because they are in such debt, they're, in such financial straits that they're desperate and that they'd be willing to sell us down the river for some money. And according to the Daily Beast, part of what this debt is in 2022, White was ordered to appear in court because he had 3 cars that he owed money on that he just stopped making the payments, just didn't make payments. He owed over $83,000 on these 3 cars. Now, the hearing was ultimately canceled, and they said the case has been closed, but they couldn't find any details about how it was all settled out. The Daily Beast did find, though, court filing showing that White was evicted from his home in February of 2022 because he missed rent payments. Now, I'm not putting people down. Things happen, stuff happens and people miss payments, and I get it, doesn't make you a bad person. But this was a little different situation because they also said White received over $41,000 in COVID rent relief payments that year. So where did that money go? I guess, strippers got to strip, right? And someone's got to pay them. Anyway, White denies the allegations about his child support. He told the Daily Beast he is not only current on his payments, but he said that he actually overpaid. Now, you will not be shocked to hear he did not provide evidence to back up these claims. And what the Daily Beast found was he was paying more than the court-ordered amount at one point, but that's because he was behind. So they tacked on 20% to each payment to get him caught up. But none of this is really important, you guys. The real issue here is that there are dangerous water fountains in Minnesota. And White is very concerned about this. He is sharing this with everyone. He wants us to know. And water fountains are very dangerous. So here's the deal with this. Actually, White did not mean to issue a warning about drinking fountains. He thought he was sharing a map, as you see here on the screen from this article. He thought he was sharing a map showing gun violence in Minnesota. Well, a journalist fact-checked him and wrote on Twitter, quote, "Oh dear, this is the man the Minnesota Republican Party has endorsed to represent the state in the United States," or in the U.S. Senate. So other people online started mocking him. Journalist Keith Olbermann jumped in on this. He referred to White as a fucking idiot. And he said, quote, "I love this fool Royce. My NBA career lasted 8 minutes and 55 seconds, White." He is a geyser of material. So, as you would imagine, White didn't take it real well. He is as thin-skinned, it appears, as his apricot Antichrist leader, which is probably why he hates strong women. So he had a complete meltdown. He threw a tantrum. He started telling people to shut up. He started calling them names. And then White responded to Olbermann with what I'm sure he thought was, "Ooh, it's such a sick burn. I'm totally going to get him." So White replied to Olbermann and said, quote, "I'm winning so much, I might have to change my middle name to Winning. Where are you at on drag strip shows for small children?" So much to say, so little time. So first of all, maybe don't bring up children when you don't even bother to take care of your own. Just saying. Second, there is no such thing as a drag strip show for children, okay? Doesn't happen. This guy clearly has Fear News Network brain. It's very sad. Third, why is it that these people think it's their right to tell other people what to do with their children? These so-called free speech, First Amendment rights warriors, right? But they only believe in parental rights as long as we raise our children the way they want. Always. And the utter and complete hypocrisy. So, here's an idea, Royce. How about this? How about that? How about cash me outside. No, how about spend less money and time at strip clubs and spend more money and time on your children? Then you can open your ill-informed, misinformed mouth about drag shows and how other people choose to parent. Until then, until you actually act like a parent, until you actually take care of and spend time with your kid, you can sit all the way down because nobody gives a damn what you have to say. Parent of the Year over there, Royce White. Yay! All right, I will let you all know when I hear more about this great candidate that the Republicans have endorsed and are running, as usual. All right, thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe to the channel. Please donate if you possibly can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.